like I forget about these stories too, because I've done a bunch of dumb shit in my life, right?
I bought my new bicycle and I rode it 9 miles one day, and I have not touched it since then.
Yeah,
I didn't know you had a downhill of 9 miles anywhere near your house.
you can't piss bong at Leinenkugel.
Not with that attitude, you can't. I'm gonna have to wing it.
Wing-
Welcome.
Hey,
Oh,
welcome,
go-
welcome, welcome. You need a sheet for that?
I gotta go grab my monster real quick.
You're a fucking grown man.
Well, you'd think that.
Like
No,
that.
no.
Oh, Keith, you
Yes, he
mother.
did. Yes, he
Hold on,
did.
hold on, hold
You
on.
Yes,
son of a
he
bitch.
did.
I thought we were done with the lesbian discussion.
Keith likes some women like he likes his football jerseys. 4X.
If I had a band name, it might be called Significance Firm.
Like big girl porn is all interracial. And now, don't get me wrong, that's a good stereotype. Keith, you are an enigma inside of riddle inside an STD, right?
Welcome, one and all, to the Story, Sports, and Sarcasm podcast. I'm Keith. I got my friends, Jim and Bert. What's going on, guys?
Only one welcome this time.
Only one welcome. I have to switch it up every once in a while.
Okay.
Especially when you guys fuck with me right before I say it.
How will they know if they're the right show if you don't use all the welcomes?
Yeah.
I mean, it might be confused.
In case you don't put it into the episode, Keith was looking for his cheat sheet on the intro. Of his intro is just saying welcome 3 times, and then what are you guys doing?
At least he's consistent. That's
What a dick. All right, so what's going on, guys?
Got a promotion. I am the director of solution design at CBTS now.
Nice. Thought you weren't supposed to say that. The company name.
Oh, I'm in Verizon, AT&T. You pick a company. Stu's Place. I'm the director of solution design at Stu's Place.
So you used your offer from another
McLeod.
company to force a promotion in your current company.
How'd you know that?
Because that's what I would have done.
Yeah. So you're the solutions whatever of McLeod, right?
He's the frozen.
He looked like Forrest Gump
Yes,
in every
McLeod.
picture he was ever taken.
Load.
Yeah.
So they took care of that. They took care of a decent pay raise too. I was pretty damn happy. So good week for me. Good week for me. I'm pretty happy.
That's good. That's
What are we
good.
drinking?
How was?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going. I'm not.
So
I'm
what are
not
you
paying
drinking?
attention.
What are you drinking?
How'd your week go?
How did my week go? It was great. I'm drinking Sazerac rye.
Oh, Sazerac rye again.
Maybe I should just drink it out of the bottle with the way the last month has gone. Actually, since January. Let's go back. September, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I
What are you drinking, Keith? That's where we're at.
I got Corona,
And
and I'm gonna let you guys decide if I piss bong Leinenkugel's Juicy Peach
Ooh.
or the Beast Unleashed.
It's got
I
to be
think
the
a beast. Yeah.
Okay.
you can't piss bong at Leinenkugel.
Not with that attitude, you can't.
If he holds his pinky out, yes, you can piss bong, but you
Can you
gotta
hear
hold
it?
your pinky up.
I got to see if you can hear it.
No.
Nothing.
We heard that burp from Bert, though. It was timed perfectly.
I
Bert
covered the
usually
microphone there.
Bert usually shits himself at some point during every show.
Usually a random.
Well, the thing is
If you see me do this,
you
you know it's
wouldn't
coming.
often catch it, but he makes this face when he does it. He's like he gets like Elvis lip when he does it. He's like,
Release the beast.
I
Keith.
don't like that you can't hear me. Push. So I'm gonna
That's
have to
because-
record that so I can push it on my stream deck.
Let her rip. Release it.
Here we go. Cheers.
Goes. chug, 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 chug.
Piss, piss,
Yeah.
piss, 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 piss.
Yay! Did you clean that since the last time? At
Since
any
Grayson
point?
played with it,
Yeah, that's right. Grayson played with it.
he probably peed in it.
If you know
Oh.
what, if I could get him to pee in it, I would let him pee in it.
And then you would drink a beer out of it.
Well, no, I don't think that. No, yes, I actually did clean it today. It was getting a little sticky.
Yeah.
Ooh. Gosh.
So yeah, was it Sunday that I sent you guys that or Saturday? It had to be Sunday. We get up early and we come downstairs, and because Princess up
Yay.
there has
Hey,
hello.
Hi,
It's gone. Hey.
I have
How-
power.
You do for now.
Yay.
A tree landed on a power line down the street from us, so that's what happened. I thought it was our internet or something stupid.
Your internet.
Your
I
lights
saw
went
the
out.
lights go out.
I know.
Your
and then I
internet
thought-
doesn't keep your lights on.
Well, that's true. Shut up. Anyway,
Bert just got a big promotion. He can explain how the internet and electric are separate, how they work.
yay! Congrats. That's awesome.
Well, we've just ended the streak where Jim says something funny. It's now
So
I'm glad I was there
finally.
for it.
you just missed the piss bong.
oh, that's
You have to
Just
do it
missed it.
again.
Yeah, you can always do another one.
Damn it.
It's my birthday tomorrow. Do it for my
Is it?
birthday.
Oh,
Happy
hey,
birthday.
happy birthday. All right.
Grayson's birthday was Sunday.
All
Is
right.
he 5 now?
He's 5. His
He's
birthday
5.
was Sunday. We went to the let me piss bong. Here we go. Cheers.
Oh gosh, Keith.
What's in it?
Monster Beast Unleashed.
What's that? Is that a
It's a monster seltzer.
So Monster is the energy drink, and then he got it in seltzer form.
Because
It's
it's for people who want to punch their drywall more.
that's right, the active drywaller.
the step before cocaine?
That's the step before jail and domestic violence charges. Really, it's,
The Super Bowl drink.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So what I was getting at is Sunday we came downstairs, and I sent them this picture, but I didn't send it to you. So I came downstairs. Grayson gets up early, and the other people that live in my house hate that about him. Like that's their least favorite thing about him is that he gets up at like 6:30 in the morning, ready to start his day. So we come down into the basement, and he walked over to my desk and he grabbed my piss bong,
Oh my God.
and he was sitting on the couch with it.
Proud dad moment.
Right.
Was he drinking orange juice out of it?
No,
Ew.
he is so funny. Okay, so have you ever met a 5-year-old that wouldn't eat ice cream or popsicles?
No.
He
No.
won't touch ice cream or popsicles. He's a strict vegetarian that doesn't realize pepperoni's not a vegetable.
Pepitarian.
Right. He's such a funny little dude, and he was filthy on Tuesday. He was gross. And
Most boys are.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I gave him his bath for the night. When he got out, the water was gray.
Oh, God. Homeless boy.
Yeah, he was as dirty as he's ever been.
Did you have to clean the tub after him?
Right. Well, he walked over by Audrey, and Audrey was like, "Ugh." I was like, listen, I said, you come home from work smelling like a 3-week-old cheeseburger. Let's not be dramatic.
Well, I hope my birthday's that good.
Oh,
Not to
yeah.
hose me down.
yeah. So yeah, for his
Those are the
birthday,
best.
we
Yeah.
went to the jump. They've got a jumping place here. They've probably got them out there too. Where they like the indoor trampoline parks.
Hmm.
And the one by us every other Saturday in the morning, they open an hour early for kids with special needs. And Gray's autistic, so we take him to it, and he goes and he gets to jump around all by himself
Oh,
in the place for an hour.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we went there last week, and we took Audrey with us, and apparently they thought she was special needs too because they didn't charge us for her.
poor Audrey. I hope she picks your nursing home.
Because
Mm.
when the three of us went last week, or the last time when it was me, Heather, and Grayson, it was $15, and we took Audrey with us this week, and it was only 10. So
Nice.
Just to jump around, that's ridiculous.
yeah, it's $10 for 2 hours or something like that.
They sleep all night long, so
Oh
it's
my
worth
gosh,
it.
the first
Yeah.
time we took him, he was grouchy for 2 days. But we think he was sick. He and kind of jumping around pulled it out of him because he felt terrible for 2 days. This
So-
week he was in a pretty good mood the whole time.
Yep,
So
big
what are
plans
you
for-
drinking, Don? We're on that
Okay.
part of the store.
So
story.
I am drinking, it's Leinenkugel's Juicy Peach.
Oh
Is that what you're having, Bert?
no,
No,
Keith.
that's Keith. Yeah.
I almost piss bonged this.
Well,
We told-
I got the variety pack. I know summer shandy's like a big deal. I don't
Oh,
care
yeah.
about any of that, but I got the variety pack and I was like, ooh, this one's good.
It is very good.
Yeah, I like
Have you had the harvest one in the fall that tastes like pumpkin pie?
No, I'm honestly not into flavored beers ever. I just thought I would grab it because everybody talks about summer
Huh.
shandy, and I was like, okay, I'll try it.
Summer shandy's pretty good with the lemon in it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I like this one,
So-
and they do sell it all in one 12-pack too. So
Yeah.
tomorrow's my birthday, so I'll probably pick one up. And
Yeah.
put it on.
Big plans
Well,
for your birthday. You got the
The
Mm,
person who
Yeah,
lives
we-
in
we
my
wanna
home
hear about it.
who shall remain nameless is a big peach person. So
Oh.
who? Who?
Heather,
Oh,
Heather is a big peach person.
here's.
cheers.
Heyo.
I'm working tomorrow, but not for a long day. And then I'm going to lunch with my mom and my sister to have margaritas. And then
Ooh,
my
there you go.
husband's taking me out to dinner, and it's a long weekend. So I actually stretch all of May. All of May is my birthday. So yeah,
yeah,
it'll be a weekend celebration.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday was my dad's birthday, and I hadn't talked to him in probably a month because he lost his cell phone. So it fell off of his tray table into his chair, and he hasn't seen it in 3 weeks.
Fell into the abyss.
Right. So my dad fell and broke his hip last year in February, and he's been in a rehab center. And
For weed, not for
yeah,
the hip. It's,
these guys have met my dad.
Pot?
Yeah,
no.
these guys
Oh.
have met my dad. He's not exactly the most what would you call him?
He is a conservative Republican.
He
Through
is
and through.
not.
Yes, he is.
He's
My mom used to call him a racist. That was awesome. He's a Republican. He's a racist. And I'm like, ooh.
Those
I
go
loved
hand
your
in
mom.
hand. I didn't know that.
Your mom was Hispanic.
so he's not much for talking to people and
He's not the
stuff
most
like that.
comforting.
right.
father,
He's
I would
you're right. He's
imagine,
not very
growing up.
comforting. He's not very sociable.
Your dad is Red Foreman from that 70s show.
Right.
He wants to put a foot in your ass.
So So when he got into the rehab facility, he was staying in his room. He wouldn't go out of his room for anything other than rehab and stuff like that. And we finally talked him into going to the common area for lunch. And he called me that day in the afternoon. He's like, I went to the common area for lunch, or I went to the dining room for lunch. I was like, oh, how was it? He said, people were trying to talk to me and I didn't like it.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Yeah. He
Spent an entire race weekend with him in Kentucky, and I'll bet you he didn't say 2 sentences to me the entire time.
So we went down for an Xfinity race, a standalone Xfinity race in September at Kentucky. So it was the Xfinity race in the ARCA series. And I know you're not a big NASCAR person, so it's
Okay,
like
yeah, I was just gonna ask what that was. I don't
it's
even
like
know.
it's like
Just say it's just a NASCAR. You don't have to get
Yeah,
in on
right.
to
So-
NASCAR race.
it wasn't the top level. It was like the WNBA of NASCAR. So
That still means nothing.
right.
Yeah.
So we went down there on Friday and for the ARCA race, and there were dozens of people there to watch the race. And we got to the hotel and he's like, well, I'm gonna head out tomorrow morning at like 8 because I want to beat the traffic. So we left and headed down there at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
And
the race started at like 5.
the race started at
Oh
7.
my
The
god.
race started at 7. Beating the traffic. There was like 7,000 people at a 1.5-mile racetrack.
Did he specify which traffic? Maybe he meant afternoon traffic.
Right.
He was there before the guys that were picking up the trash from the night before. were
Right. Like he was there with security as they were opening the gate for the pit crew.
Oh, that's funny. That's how old people can be though. They're like, an hour early for thing. I mean, I am getting there. I'm
Well,
saying,
like
I
he
am
went.
too. Yeah,
We
I
used to
wouldn't.
go to Talladega when I was a kid. So we lived in Nashville and we would go to Talladega. And Talladega there's 100,000 people there. And so you go to Talladega, there's people everywhere. Your elbows to assholes everywhere. And then he treated a race in central Kentucky that wasn't even the good guys like it was going to be the same situation.
It'd be like going to a high school football game that started at 7,
Getting there at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, getting there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Get a good seat.
is there such a thing at NASCAR? I don't know. A good seat.
Oh,
Nobody goes to them anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
What's the
well,
difference? Don't explain too long. What's the difference between Talladega and NASCAR?
Well, Talladega is a track at NASCAR.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay, that's all. That's all.
I'm
I
glad
need.
you asked. I didn't know either.
So it's like
You just
it's,
didn't-
I like
just
being
didn't-
the dumb one. It's fine.
so it's
Bert
it's-
texted Dawn and said, "Can you ask what's the difference between Talladega?"
They're gonna make fun of me if you don't.
it's like the party track. I went to a race at Talladega and we were in the infield.
Was Ricky Bobby in that race?
Ricky Bobby was not in that race.
I would've
It was the
Oh,
race. It was
Tom
the
Cruise?
race where Brian Vickers wrecked Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the last lap. And you wreck Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Talladega, you need security to get out of the track. So we were in the infield and they came around and they had like this microphone that the security hooked up, and like they laid out the ground rules. And they're like, you can't go out of this gate after this time and into this gate after this time. You can't go beyond the fences and onto the racetrack at any point. And they said,
Like
other than
prison.
they said, other than that, you're going to see more fucking fighting and fireworks than you've ever seen in your life. Have a good time. And with that, they left.
Nice.
Like Jerry Springer.
Right. Yeah, the Jerry Springer 500 is what happens at Talladega.
It's the same fan base. Wait, rest
For
in
real.
peace, Jerry Stringer. By the way,
Jerry
Yeah.
Stringer.
Springer.
Well,
Sorry.
And
Former
Tina
mayor.
Turner.
Well, that
Oh,
was the
yeah.
real talent. Yeah.
Who? What now? What now?
Tina Turner died.
She's smacking Ike in hell right now.
She didn't go to hell. No way.
No.
No, I think she's all right.
I think she's all right.
You never know. I mean, there's a lot of criteria.
Not really. Depends on your faith. But yeah.
So I was messaging with Don a little bit earlier, and I wanted to go. This is on our show sheet. 2 weeks ago when we recorded, I had a terrible show.
When the power went out for me.
The power went out. I had put a roof on a house, and I had what I've affectionately referred to as brain blubber.
So that was 2 weeks ago, right?
2 weeks ago.
So what happened 3 weeks ago and 4 weeks ago then?
Well, no. I was very distracted. I couldn't keep my focus. I was like emotionally worn out. So I was cutting you guys off in the middle of your stories to change the subject, which isn't terribly typical. It's not completely untypical, but it's not terribly typical. So I wanted to apologize to you guys for sucking on that last show, and hopefully I don't suck as much this week.
Well, full disclosure, I sensed that you were in a pissy mood, and I messaged Bert and said, let's see how mad we can get Keith. So Bert and I continually prodded at you for an hour and a half.
It was worth it.
It was.
I stand by that decision, Joe.
Yeah.
These
Dang, the one
these
I missed.
these are my best friends.
Keith was slowly getting to a boiling point by the end of that episode. He wasn't.
I need to give you guys my number.
And the thing is, I
on that.
wasn't even aware of it. Like, I wasn't even aware of. We record on Thursdays. I edited on Monday, and I didn't realize until Monday how shitty of a mood I was in.
It was great.
And then the next day, Heather's like, what are you going to do today? I'm not fucking doing anything. I just put an entire roof on a house yesterday. I'm not doing shit today.
You had to do it all by yourself?
I didn't have to. I could. Well, I don't know if you caught this part of the show last week. I messaged Shane, which is.
So, wait, Shane is Keith's meth head that he calls for labor. Right. And Shane has beyond the stripper his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right. We paid Shane. I paid Shane $50 to join the show once, and it was all 5 minutes was worth the $50. It was absolute.
I didn't know
phenomenal.
You could make money on being on this show.
Yeah, me either.
Well, now you've been here twice. I don't know.
I'm
three times.
This
now.
show has cost me a fortune. So,
I got really good news. In fact,
he did get a new mustard shirt.
No,
Yes.
same. So my daughter was calling me. I was just making sure it wasn't anything emergency.
Aw, that's a good dad.
Okay, what were we talking about?
Did I see you flash a colon guard or colo guard?
Yes, I did. So
I told when I had to do this, and I told you they don't discuss. You come home from work and it's just sitting on your desk.
It's like
just
your house
sitting
is
there.
sponsored by Cologuard.
Yeah.
The
just sitting
podcast is sponsored by Colon Guard.
so I went to the
Not
doctor.
QC Peach. Colon Guard.
That's right. No, so I go to the doctor, and he's like, "Oh, you're at that age. You need to get a colonoscopy." And I'm like, "Oh, son of a bitch!" Right? I'm like not happy about the whole situation. He's like, "But wait,
Oh,
There's
wait.
more.
you poop in this box. You don't have to get a." But wait, there's more. Apply directly to the forehead. No, he's like, if you do Cologuard, you don't have to get a colonoscopy unless something comes back that's not good, right? But you get to poop in a box. So I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know if you know the song "Dick in a Box" by Justin Timberlake. I'm like, poop in a box. Poop in a box, baby.
it's the
Finally,
weirdest thing. It's such a weird concept, but it does save you a doctor's appointment.
It does. And I had the same conversation with my doctor. He was the same thing. Well, you're at that age. Here's your options. We go Cologuard or we go like the full Monty. And I'm like,
Yeah.
let's give
Did
this a
you do
shot
it?
first. Yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't have boxed it not too long ago, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's the weirdest thing because I did it But then
Am
they
I the
notified-
only person in this podcast that hasn't shit in a box yet?
Well, I
You're
haven't
gonna
done it
have
yet.
to,
I'm
so
next.
just hold on. But I did it, and then they notified me that it was inconclusive because it had taken too long to get there or something. I'm like, that is not my problem. That is
Right.
UPS's problem. I'm
Send
not
me
going to
another-
go through this again. It's
Yep.
a weird thing
It's
to
super
do.
weird.
When you're doing
I-
it, you're like, what am I actually doing? I'm about to put my poop into a mailbox, waiting for the UPS
Well,
man.
yeah,
to pick my poop up.
Jim took it to the UPS store. And
I
they're
didn't
like,
know
do you
there
want
was an
do you want to
option.
insure this?
I didn't know there was an option for it to be picked up at your house. I took it to CVS. But I put it inside of a brown
Here,
box.
can
Like
you
a regular
guys ship
box.
this for me?
Yeah. I put it inside of a regular box and carried it in there, and then stood in line. And when it was my turn, I whispered,
Wait,
"I need to ship a box." And then I pulled it out, set it on the counter, and walked away.
hold on. You
Oh.
stood in line with a box of your
Yeah.
shit.
I did.
Oops.
The whole concept is bizarre. I mean, it's great, but it's so weird.
Yeah.
So my neighbor is the UPS guy, actually. So I'm just gonna be like, throw it over the fence. Take
Save
us
me a
with you to
trip.
work. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm like,
Does he bring
I
his truck
pooped in
home?
some
You could
random
just
places.
you could just come up. You could like get in his truck and have the box and just shit in the box and tape it shut real fast.
in front of him. Hey, hold on, Josh.
oh, Bert.
I
and
see.
the-
See, Jim.
Oh,
Jim.
yeah.
to-
Oh, no.
Jim told
Yeah.
this. Jim told this story, but he failed to mention the part where he stood in line
Yeah.
holding a box of
At
his own shit.
CVS.
Yes. Well, it was inside
They give you
another
a big
box.
long receipt, like toilet paper.
No, I didn't wait for anything. I whispered to the lady, I need to ship this, pulled it out of the regular box, set it on the counter, and I walked out the door.
Like,
I had-
like
I had a fake mustache, sunglasses, and a hoodie on.
he's
Hi,
like
my
he's
name's
standing there the
Keith.
whole time, like, God, I hope we don't get robbed. I hope this place. I don't want to explain this to my friend, the deputy.
Oh, that's
So-
hilarious.
So I have actually shit in some weird places, right? In fact, if you go to Urban Dictionary and you look up the word shitulante, that's me. I actually wrote that.
So,
It's a-
Bert,
You would.
Bert, this is, I don't know if he has ever told a lot of people this, but Bert was banned from an Applebee's.
well, that was partially by choice. I didn't want to go back.
Right. Why don't you tell the story of the Applebee's?
So, gosh, this has got to be almost 20 years ago. Oh no, it's been well over 20. It's been
It's
okay,
a
so it's
long
over 20 years.
time.
So, I worked at Olive Garden like 23 years ago. I was a server, and we go in after the restaurant closed, and we get their cheap drinks, which is basically a little piss water and alcohol, and they were treating us pretty bad that night. And this was back when Applebee's had regular toilets, right? So I decided that.
What's
okay,
a
so
What does that
non-regular
mean?
toilet?
Well,
Well,
So,
the tank the tank toilets and not the ones hooked to the water system.
right,
Oh.
yeah. So
Like
there's
not
the
the
ones
power
that
flush ones. They were
So
tank
as you-
toilets.
if you've been to an Applebee's in the last 20 years, you remember that they had a bunch of shit from a yard sale and they just like screwed it to the wall. That was their decor. It's like random baseball mitt, picture, just random shit everywhere. It kind of looks like what my wife decorates with, right?
Oh my!
She's not here. I take this down when I do the show, right?
Is that
So-
wait? Is that a decoration or her
That's one of
Easter
her-
hat?
That's her. It's too small for an Easter hat, but this is one of her decorations, right? So Applebee's just had shit everywhere screwed to the wall. Doesn't matter. It's all drywall screws. Don't care. So I decided that I had enough of their crap. So I was going to upper deck an Applebee's. Now, Donna, are you familiar with the term upper decking?
I've heard that, but I don't know what it is.
That's where you
Probably
poop in the
regret saying
toilet
that.
tank. Yeah, that's where you poop in the toilet tank, and the next person that flushes gets a whole bowl of beef stew.
Oh,
So
Smells like somebody's making soup.
Oh, gross.
So and this, by the way, 20 years ago, we didn't have cell phone cameras. We just had cameras, right?
Yeah.
So I take a picture of myself doing a selfie, pooping in the toilet tank.
Oh,
I print it out in an 8x10. I put it into a random picture frame that I bought at like Odd Lots or one of the closeout stores. And I put two-sided tape on the back of it. And I put it on the wall in an Applebee's.
my
It was there for months. Nobody knew what it was. They're like, what is that guy doing?
Bert, did
So
you
shortly
invent
after
the
I had-
selfie? I just need to know. Did you
The
invent the
poopy
selfie?
is actually
It's
I
called the
invented the
poopy.
poopy. Where you,
Camera. I've never. Oh, God.
so I
That is
invented
the grossest thing I've ever heard of.
Oh, we've got worse. No, so what's funny is like 2 weeks later after I did that, they replaced all the toilets in Applebee's. Like you could see the toilets in the dumpster, and they had replaced them with commercial toilets that you couldn't pull a tank off and poop in.
Oh my gosh.
Secondly,
You're
I'm
welcome,
sitting there with my
Applebee's.
Yeah.
this show is sponsored by Cologuard and
And
Applebee's.
Applebee's.
That's right.
Yeah.
So like
And
2 weeks
Juicy
later,
Peach.
yeah, Juicy Peach. You need a Juicy Peach and Cologuard. But so 2
Perfect
weeks later,
timing. My pastor just texted me and asked me how I'm doing.
Wow, that has never happened to me. Why? Why is he texting
Oh,
you?
my pastor, the pastor and I are buddies. We go hang out and go to lunch, and
he thinks he's going to save Keith's soul someday. It's
Yeah, you're not
I-
buddies.
I've-
I've
Other
I've
episode.
Ubered him to the airport a couple times.
He's worried about your eternal soul. It's not that you're buddies.
Him and Jerry Springer. No, Ike Turner.
Ike Turner.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks later, two weeks go by. I'm back at Applebee's with my coworkers, and the manager comes up. He's like, "I talk to you for a minute." I'm like, "Sure, what's up?" He's like, "I need you to pay your bill. You're gonna have to leave." I'm like, "What's going on? I'm not drunk or anything." He's like, "You see that spot over there on the wall? We took the picture down last week. We know who did it. We know it was you."
Oh
And they
my-
kicked me. I was banned from Applebee's for like 5 years.
So Bert's been banned from an Applebee's. He's had a restraining order for Stinger.
No. So
He's
bullshit.
not
No,
allowed
I get-
within
no,
50 feet of the Columbus Blue Jackets mascot.
That's not true. I couldn't go back to Dave and Buster's, but I was not. There was no restraining order against Stinger, and he started it. Fucker. So you get into one fight with one pro sports mascot, and they just label you
Yeah,
forever.
you get a
It might as well just be-
reputation.
Yeah,
How rude.
I know. It might as well be a sex offender.
Yeah, Bert's like you. Bert's like you.
Okay, is
Bert's
that
like
next?
you. Yeah,
No,
Bert.
no. I have
Bucket
standards.
list.
Yeah.
Bert's like you suck one dick, you get a reputation.
It was college. Shut up. What?
So
Getting another beer.
okay,
We actually had another milestone in the Wall family this week. It's been a good week for us. So 18 years ago, Keith, has he got his headphones in?
I
You guys
do.
keep- Okay. So 18 years ago, right? I walked out of the room with tears in my eyes and I said, "It's a boy." And that's where I realized that Thailand is bullshit. And you can't trust in him. It could be a boy, it doesn't matter. No,
If that was the case, he wouldn't have walked out of the room with tears in his eyes. Well, he might have walked out of the room with tears in his eyes, like where girls have makeup run down their face.
Shut up. No, actually, my oldest son is a high school senior now. My youngest son is actually a high school freshman. So, yeah, I have the world's tallest ginger, and then I have my oldest son. So. No, I have a 14-year-old who's 6'1", and he's got bright red hair. And he's sarcastic as hell.
I told the pastor, I said, we're recording a podcast. And he said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Thailand."
You should have said colon guard.
Yeah.
Colon guard.
Yeah.
Send him the
Thailand,
link. Let's get him on here.
Cologuard, and Tijuana. You want to join in?
Well, shit. Hold on. Let me send him
No,
the
God,
link.
Keith, please stop.
Uh-oh, he's doing the sermon this weekend. So
Oh, we have all kinds of good material he could add to this sermon.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not shit in the toilet tank.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's so gross. Your podcast title for the episode that I was in when the power went off, 8 Kids in a Cult. That was funny.
Oh yeah. So by the way, no, if you
It
want
was
to
like
tell
I
the
was
story.
on for 2 seconds. He named the podcast that.
No. So I'm glad you're back because I actually listened to that. If you wanna tell the story, that was a good story. I listened.
it was a very good story. I also
listened
listened to that one.
Yeah, we listened to your podcast, and I comment and stuff, and you know.
Yeah, it was an interesting story. I didn't expect it. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know the topic ahead of time. I just knew that she had an interesting story and she had 8 kids. So I was just like, well, that's enough.
I'm in.
Yeah, that was enough. But yeah, she was really interesting, and I don't follow football, so I didn't know who the guy was, but she told me and I told you guys, and I'm sure
Right.
people can figure it out. But yeah, it was really interesting when she got into the whole thing about trying to escape, and that
Yeah.
made it really real. It did seem like a Lifetime movie or something. That was crazy.
So I'm on some podcast groups on Facebook, and I was actually messaging Dawn earlier today. So I come across one that says, look, share your link. We'll go on, we'll rate your podcast. Everybody can kind of share links with each other.
Gosh.
And I saw that it had been posted 7 minutes ago. I click on comments, and the second comment is Dawn with all of her links. I have never once gone into one of those things and Dawn had not beat me to the punch to advertise her podcast.
Honestly, I had just logged on there. I hardly ever get on Facebook except for to promote my podcast. I just am over social media, honestly. If it wasn't for my podcast, I would not even be on there. I just,
Yeah.
it's boring anymore and
Shit
too
show.
controversial. Yeah, I don't want to talk about politics. There's so many things I just don't care to talk about, and that's what's on there.
Yeah.
So I basically just get on there to see who's fat.
Yeah.
So I messaged her and I said, "You're always promoting," and she said, "Do you want the number for HR?"
I thought it was a complaint. I was
No, not at all. I think I think Dawn's show is awesome. I think she's an awesome personality, and that we
Oh,
love
thanks,
having her on the
guys.
show. If we had to pick 3 people to be on the show, Dawn would be on, and probably Jim and Bert, and I would be out.
Yeah, you would definitely be out.
Yeah.
your own show, you get kicked off. I vote myself out. No, I
Yeah,
just
I listened to your bullying episode the other day too. I've enjoyed. Yeah, no, it's not cross promotion. I started listening to it. I enjoy it. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Tomorrow's episode is a guy that was on my 600-pound life.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And
Show,
every
I
time I
can't do
talk
it.
to Dawn about going on the show, she's like, we'll see if we can squeeze you in next week.
No, I just said I didn't know what we would talk about. It's not like it has to, maybe we could give you some therapy. I could get a therapist.
I thought about this, right? Like I thought about we should do one where it's like a Zoom call where one of us is on the couch laying back and you're trying to diagnose, and then you come back and we're all just batshit crazy. That's really all. You're a poop monster. We don't know what. You're
Yeah.
a fecal philiac.
Is that a thing?
Is that
Oh,
what-
yeah,
It is now.
Yeah.
That's
Put
what
it
our
in- put it
podcast is
in-
going to be named this week.
Yeah, no, he was on my 600-pound life, and my husband and I used to binge watch that show. That and Dr. Pimple Popper, just stuff that's just crazy that I thought I would never watch. And the interesting episodes are the ones where the people just will not cooperate and they just stay fat and they're, trying to avoid the doctor. And it's just watching all of these things. But this guy actually tried and he lost a lot of weight and he's been through a lot. So it was a good story. He was an interesting guy and he was really positive and he's been through a lot. But, coming out to his family at 13 years old and his family's all conservative from Texas, small town Texas. So he talked a lot about that, but I didn't ask if they were Republican or racist, but he said conservative. So I guess you can just assume.
That show is hard to watch. I've watched here and there episodes. I can't do it.
Racist.
Oh, I know. I don't know.
Show,
oh, those, yeah.
And the 600-pound life, can't do it. Cannot.
There is a pimple popper on YouTube that like halfway through the show, she starts baking a cake. She's like, squirt, 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 and then cake. Like, ugh.
Oh, well, and she always
Okay.
compares all the zit juice to food. She always is like, oh, this is like mashed potatoes. And it's like, why? Why do you have to say that? Like, that is so gross.
Ah, no.
Yeah,
Fun.
no.
You have ruined me.
But yeah, no, there's a 600. When you're watching 600-pound life, it's like you get desensitized. It is always gross. But there was an episode where there was a girl. I should not even talk about this, but there was a girl that was so heavy she couldn't fit in her showers.
Oh,
So they put her in a chair on the porch, and they just
See,
pressure washed her.
I kind of want that. I want to be hosed off in the front porch in the neighborhood. I think that'd be, yeah.
But it was like
what-
her husband doing it. I thought, geez, that's a new level.
Did he have one of those like
where you just
you wash your car with the pole and it's got the brush screwed on the
Yes,
end?
that's what I want. I want the neighbors to move out. That's what I want. I want them to be like, Bert's getting his weekly bath. See,
a bath might be better. At least then you're in a tub and they don't have to see everything. Oh God. Yeah. So I don't know. We always watch those weird shows. I guess it just makes me feel better about myself. Hoarders, all these terrible things. They got a cyst on
I
their
feel like I'm a little bit of a hoarder.
You think?
I am.
like of treadmills that you don't use? Because there's one right there.
That treadmill, I don't have anything to do with.
I've helped you move several times. You are 100% a hoarder. And it's not anything cool either. It's just stuff. It's just
Have you watched it? Have you watched Hoarders before?
I
I
can't.
have.
I don't know. I think I get it from my dad. My dad. We finished the basement of my parents' house, and we put a drop ceiling in. And he had 6 drop ceiling tiles that he had for 25 years after that.
Yeah. He might need those someday. He'll show you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's always the thinking that you're going to need it at some point that makes
Right.
you keep it.
But I've watched hoarders. Some of them it's stuff like Keith has. Yeah, I could get like you might need these things someday. You don't need a jar of your own piss. Like
Hold on.
times 1,000 stacked up in your bedroom. Okay. Nobody needs that.
Okay, poop in a box at CVS.
Well, that was a one-time thing, Don.
Poop in a box.
No, there was an episode where a lady couldn't find her dog or her cat, and it was actually underneath her recliner, like smashed, dead.
Oh
I swear on a Bible. That
Oh,
was
Would you swear on a Bible? Would you swear on a box of shit at a CVS?
That's where I draw the line. I will not do that. No, I think it was her cat, and she just didn't know where her cat was. And then there was another one where they where they like found the lady's teeth.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah,
what
dentures, and so they just like found, and she's like, "Oh, great, you found them!" And she was gonna actually put them in her mouth, and her kids were like, "Wait, no,
Oh my
no."
God.
Rinse them off first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the
Run them
sink
under a
with the
little water just to be safe.
little
Yeah.
rinse.
Dip him in the little piss jar. No, so I stopped watching all those shows because of my wife. We were watching one of those. She was watching one of those redneck wedding shows, right? And what had happened was the bride lost her teeth, and Grandma's like, "Why don't you just use mine?" And she pulled them
Oh
out,
no.
and I was like, "Mout, I've done some gross stuff in my life. I can't do that. I'm out. I'm out. And I can't watch any of those reality shows."
Yeah. They're terrible. Terrible.
Well, I watch them, so that's where I get my podcast. Stay tuned tomorrow for that episode. It's actually a good episode. Hopefully, you guys will listen to it and you'll like it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is going to sound stupid, but I actually, before I go to bed, I listen to podcasts because I find it soothing, right? There's a couple, like there's a paranormal one I listen to. I listen to a Harry Potter one, and then I listen to the
Harry
Donner
Potter. Nerd alert.
Shut up.
Listen to Harry Potter.
So
You know, one day you're going to
so
open,
Bert
you're going to
is
flush your
soothed to
toilet, and you're
sleep
like,
with the
"Fucking
soft
Bert."
voice of Dawn.
Sometimes, yes.
Conversations.
He just listens to the breath work one on repeat.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
that depends.
Oh god.
Maybe. No.
So Audrey is a
Wait a minute.
You said nerd alert. Audrey's a sophomore in high school. She just finished her sophomore year. She's starting college this summer. She's taking some college classes.
Yeah.
So she steps outside and there's a box on the front step because we're like a shipping center. We get so much shit from Amazon, and if you go out on the porch and there's not a package on the porch, it's like something may be wrong.
You stole my package.
So she picks it up and it's super light and she gets pissed off and she like drops it and leaves it on the front porch. And it's like, what? She's like, I thought it was my school books. And I'm like, nerd alert. And she got so mad at me.
She must be a smarty.
She is something.
Well, smart would be good.
Yeah.
Okay,
for her.
I apologize. I'm gonna have to step up. There is something chirping behind me.
Maybe
It's
it's your
Driving
smoke
me
alarm.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it
Smoke
is.
alarm.
It's like a Casio watch that the alarm's been going off for the last 10 minutes. I don't know if you've paid attention. I've been spinning around trying to figure out what the sound is, but I don't think you can hear it. So I'm going to get up and find whatever it is and smash it.
Is that a chirp? You said
Can you hear it?
no, but
It's going
This is-
choo-choop, choo-choop, choo-choop.
Hopefully
Chip,
you're not that
chip.
big of a hoarder and you'll be able to find the source.
Right.
And we're not sitting here until 10:30. Like
Buried
This-
under
this
a
is-
bunch of old shoebox.
this is great.
That's
This is
right.
great radio here. I've got a chirp in my house.
wow.
Oh, Keith. What a character.
Jim, how many kids do you have?
I have two. I have my son is 20, he'll be 21 in July. And my
Ooh.
daughter is just turned 19.
Oh, okay. So you can drink with your son soon, unless you already do, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
It was my beer fridge.
Yeah, I'm
Apparently, I left
from,
it standing open.
Yeah, no, he's I have a beer with him sometimes. He's
He's getting married this fall. Nate,
getting
little
married this fall, yes. Super young.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, actually his fiance texted me today and said, because they're having the wedding out at her parents' neighbors. And she texts, I've been asking him, like, you guys have this, do you have that? And he's like, I don't know, ask Josie. So she texted me today, did Nathan text you? And I said, no. Okay, well, can you help us find porta pot rentals? Like,
Oh,
Hold
do
on.
the neighbors know that they're having it at their house?
yeah, they do.
I hope the neighbors have Wi-Fi, or we are going to be in a lot of trouble.
I doubt there's not going to be Wi-Fi. It's out in Blainsburg, past Blainsburg.
We are.
I don't know if you're gonna have cell phone signal.
We are
Just-
gonna have trouble.
Just
Just download it.
yeah.
Download the whole internet.
Download
No.
a playlist.
You're an idiot.
Golly.
Do you want to just use my DJ laptop instead?
No, because you said your DJ laptop's on its last leg.
I've got multiple. I don't, John. I
Roll
don't know if
your
you know.
eyes. I will mute
Yeah,
you so
asshole.
fast.
I will mute you. That's good that Josie, I love that name, that she reaches out to you because boys suck as far as
Yes.
communication goes. So seriously, you guys all, I'm sure, suck at communication.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So Heather will ask me, she's like, whatever. And it's like, I tell her something, and she's like, well, what about this? What about this? Well, what about this? Did you ask that? No, I have provided you with all of the information that I have for this particular situation. I did not ask on any of those other follow-up questions.
See, that's you guys just don't get it. Like when my husband goes back home and sees his family, if I don't go, he'll come back and I'll be like, "So what they talk about?" And he's like, "Nothing. They just
not
asked how
much.
I was doing, and how you were doing." And I'm like, "No, like any dirt, anything?" Like, no, I didn't ask.
Yeah, we find
Why
out
go?
my one of my buddy's wife, she's always up on everything. So a friend of ours lives in Virginia and he comes into town a couple times a year. And he'll come into town and he'll have a new girlfriend and we'll just, he introduces them, we talk, whatever, and that's it. And then she'll ask a million questions of us. What is she like? I'm like, I don't know. What's her name? I don't know. Just
Well,
talk to
here's
her.
the-
I'm like, I know, but I didn't ask. Or she'll talk to Johnny and she'll have all the information. She'll like, did you know he's dating somebody else new? I'm like, no. Why would I know that?
It's a temporary situation. Why get invested?
So
You guys remember that show, The Dating Game?
Oh yeah.
And they would have like each contestant wasn't it The Dating Game where they would say how their date went? Was that
Yes, yeah.
or was it
No.
the match?
So
Something.
there's matchmaker and then there's the dating game. So the dating game was like one
The
per
three
like
people.
yeah, you picked one of the three and they
What
came
was
out
the
from
one
behind the
with
shed and
Chuck Woolery where they would bring them on and talk
the
about
marriage
the date?
game. Was it the marriage game or something like that? But basically,
It wasn't the marriage game. It was
Love
about like, a dating
Connection.
game or something like that. But
Love Connection.
Love Connection.
The dating game.
I loved that show. That would be such a cool podcast to bring, like how the squares are all up right now. You bring in the girl that, not you, Jim, like that we wouldn't do this to you, but you bring in that girl and then just be like,
Specifically,
how do
you guys are
remember-
talking about doing this to me because Bert married the first woman he went on a
Yeah.
date with. And we're not going to do it to Jim.
so we'll just have all your ex-wives in the
we don't have
I don't
enough-
think we got enough screens for that.
Yeah, Zoom doesn't have allow for enough squares for that.
It's like the Brady Bunch. It's all the squares.
First of all, I want to dispel this rumor because I dated 5 women named Rebecca before I actually married one.
But how much funnier is it that you
trying
married
all
the
the
first woman
Rebeccas.
you went on a date with than how
That's
many
so bullshit.
than how many Rebeccas? I haven't even dated 5 Rebeccas. That's
Right. That's
I
saying
only
a lot.
know one Rebecca. I've only known one Rebecca my whole life.
I married the 6th one I ever dated. But yeah, so
and why did you marry her?
why you gotta be like that?
Yeah.
He said it in the last
Yeah, you
one.
said
Oh,
it before the-
I was probably pretty drunk.
yeah.
The
Well,
coach-
yeah, I'll stand by it. Yeah, she had big boobs.
Since then, I gave up wine.
Why?
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not gonna do it. I just feel gross after drinking wine. I feel like crap the next day. I'm not gonna quit drinking.
Right.
just wine.
I
It's not an
drink-
intervention.
I drink a lot, but wine hits different.
It does.
just
It's
does.
so strong.
Our friend will go out, like when we were in Kentucky. We went out, hung out in downtown, and he was drinking beer and bourbon like it was the end of the world. And then we went out the next day and did a wine tasting, and he was absolutely blasted.
Yeah.
Ew.
There's some, I don't know what it is about wine, but it was like he had 4 4-ounce tastings and was absolutely trashed.
Well, it's fermented, so maybe.
Well, no, it's the percentage is way lower than like bourbon, but it's something. There's something like I think
So,
Heather said it was the
sulfates.
nitrites or sulfites that
Sulfites, yeah.
they hit your brain different.
Yeah,
and
for
he
me,
was,
it just
he was
goes-
wore out on
it goes
wine.
right to my head, like immediately to my head, and I'm immediately like disconnected from my body after 3 glasses of wine.
Whoa.
It's kind of
Oh,
like draft beer that has too much carbon in it, right?
Yeah.
Like it hits you right in the head. So it's the sulfates that they use to kill the yeast process, and that's what causes that. Yeah,
yeah,
I drink a
don't-
lot of wine.
Therefore, I'm not drinking.
Shocking.
Yeah, you would.
You would.
Sorry if I don't drink anything as manly as bourbon. I'm too lazy. I'm not adult enough for spirits. That's my
So-
problem.
I got
I
this new thing, and Jim is so pissed off about it.
Hmm?
I got a bourbon thing.
Oh my gosh, Keith.
the smoker.
No,
No, he's the
let me
dumbest.
see if I can find it. Now I
Just-
must.
just-
Oh
just a-
yeah,
It's
so-
people that are listening aren't going to be able to see this.
people that are
Do people
listening
listen?
have.
Yeah,
No.
some.
Oh
We're
no,
listen-
no, I meant
we're
you do this
listen-
on
Yeah,
YouTube.
we do it on YouTube and on Spotify, but we post the video on Spotify also. So,
People listen.
share screen.
Bert, I'm having somebody from TikTok on my podcast.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
What is this?
This is Keith's bourbon dispenser.
That's happening live right now?
No,
No, he
Oh.
I recorded that last week. So no, that's I have a
Whoa, what? Wait a minute. What was that?
Yeah.
Why did you have Dawn's Facebook page?
because I was going through looking for something on her
You-
Facebook page.
Clearly, you were looking
And
for
listening to
something.
that one episode where you were like breathing exercise.
So
like,
no,
"That's so
I
hot."
was gonna tease her about Ashley from her Wheel of Fortune episode.
Oh,
And
that's not funny.
I have for a month and a half I've been looking for the episode because I was gonna play portions of it.
Oh,
Hey, you cut that
It-
out of the podcast, by the way.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Mm.
If we're
but
gonna
like,
continue
I've
down
looked-
this road, I'm gonna take a break.
Go ahead.
I said if we're gonna continue down this road, I'm gonna take a break. I heard that episode.
Like I went and found your episode.
That's it. Ports of call. That's
Yeah.
it.
is it?
Yeah.
But you can't watch it.
I haven't figured out how to find it so I can watch
I have
it.
it on DVD. I had to buy it. It was $75.
Could you
75.
copy that DVD and send it over to us?
I don't know how to do that. I'm just
You want to
like,
mail me the DVD and I'll figure it out?
That was $75. Come on now.
well, yeah, I mean, it was, and they're rerunning it on Netflix. So I'm hoping, or not Netflix, whatever. They're rerunning it somewhere. They're streaming it.
Oh my God. If I can find that episode, it will be the greatest day of my life.
It
I've
was
got
the
3
greatest day of my
children.
life.
I got 3 children. 2 of them I don't much care for. No. And I actually have
Father of the Year, Keith Hume,
I
everybody.
actually have
Happy Father's Day early.
so my oldest son, who has had more jobs than anyone that I've ever met, and that's coming from me, who has had prior to him more jobs than anyone's
He's had more jobs than you've had wives.
Ooh,
so
that's a
he
lot of jobs.
so he so
He's monster.com. That's his name.
thank you, Don. I think I can mute you as well. So so he got a job at Dollar Shave Club, which is they've got a distribution center in Grove City, which is where they live. And he got a job there, and he started on a Monday and he quit Wednesday because it was quote unquote boring. So to backtrack, he had a job a couple weeks before that was too hard because they asked him to do stuff like the whole time. And then he got a job.
I'm busy.
And then he got a job that was too boring. So
He hasn't found his sweet spot yet.
right. He came to work for me on a 4-day project, and he lasted 1 day.
You almost threw him off the roof.
Well, no, we were doing a floor, and he did fine that day. And then the next day he was like, and he made some bullshit story up about his mom was going to throw him out of the house. And I called his mom. She's like, I never said that.
It's like, I'm gonna quit. Can you?
I
pay
was
me
like,
for
did you
yesterday?"
honestly not think I was going to follow up with your mom about the bullshit that you were going to say?
Oh,
I don't know how we got on that topic. I
I
forget.
don't either.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
was a hard left.
got derailed there.
Yeah.
We were
Well,
talking about Wheel of Fortune, and Keith just steered us right into a.
Yes. Yes. So
Thank
Wheel of Fortune used to be available online. You can look it up and find out the details. Somebody actually took the time to type up exactly what happened in each round.
I know what happened. You won both of the, what do you call them?
No, all three
Oh,
toss
what
ups.
episode
The
was it?
toss-ups. Episode October 5th, 2011, episode 5473, Ports of Call.
My
the-
God.
5473.
Yeah, the
You
first
guys, I can just
toss-up,
tell you what happened.
$1,000 toss-up, the quotation blank 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 HEBLOW blank exclamation point. What is it, Don?
There she blows.
There she blows.
Well, it's not as easy as it looks, people.
It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw one episode where one of the contestants said something that was way off the wall, and it was way wrong. And she was like, "Can you edit that out?" He's like, "No, that's going to be one of the promos."
I would love to have Pat Sajak on my podcast. That'd be like a dream.
Uh-huh. Maybe Ashley could help you with that.
You're rude. Ashley didn't need to win. That's what was so ridiculous. She was just a stand-in.
She was just
She was. She was from California. She was just there as an
she was a
expert.
hotel sales manager married for 3 months who sells group rooms at the Burbank.
Oh, Keith.
Just salt in the wound, really. Why am I here? Why am I here?
Yeah.
My birthday.
You're the only
Eve,
one that's
I
ever
don't
come
need
back
this.
twice. Everybody else,
Yeah.
No kidding. What am I doing?
Come back for more abuse.
I guess
Yeah, we had one guy that he's a big Eagles fan, and it was Jordan. And I was like, "Hey, do you want to come back on the show?"
Puerto
He's like, "No, I
Rican
don't watch."
Browns,
He's like, "No, I don't
so-
watch sports anymore."
he cut it out. Gee.
He's like, "Yeah, I don't watch sports anymore." Thank you for listening. Our next pod will drop next Tuesday. For more content, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, and Twitter. The links can be found in the podcast description. If you'd like to leave a message, you can go to anchor.fm/SSSpod. We will play them on the show. We appreciate Dawn coming on. We'll also put Dawn's links in the podcast description. Dawnversations, amazing
Proceed.
show. She does a great job. For Keith, Jim, and Bert, we're out.
See ya.